Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Yeah. I'm Professor Jelena Vasiljević from Belgrade, Serbia, University Union now. Before that, I was University Belgrade. So I'm teaching artificial intelligence, applied artificial intelligence, neural networks, genetic algorithms, intelligent systems on primary studies. On PhD and the master, I'm teaching my subjects, application of fractal and neural networks on medical images in order to detect cancer, or to be more precise, to classify, not to say detect. It's a word for maybe medical doctors. So, although my daughter thinks that I am a medical doctor. So I will tell you something about the application of any computer, artificial intelligence systems in cancer detections. It was my PhD, and after that, projects very, very much awarded in Serbia and um, worldwide. So, oh, yes. Yeah. Okay, I have. Oh, no. Oh, never mind. My computer. Okay. Yeah. So, do you maybe know what is the picture in background of those presentations? Do you maybe know, to be like professor? I ask my students, do you know this picture? This, what is it behind this?
It looks like some fractal.
Yeah, you know,
I
but
don't know exactly.
students. So these are, yeah, really fractals. So I have done first magisterium. Nowadays it is master degree, but magisterium was a PhD application actually of multifactorial analysis in cancer detection. If you can see, I like to show here, but online. Main characteristics of fractal is self-similarity. It means that if you zoom, or make it larger, any part of this picture, it should be whole picture again in itself, like holograms. So fractals, first of all, had and still have application in theory of chaos, and not only in that, we can explain with the fractal equations and multifractal equations much better types of carcinogenesis. It is not really so chaotic. There is some, some order in that. So any, as you know, any machine learning algorithms is finding some patterns. So we can say, and multifractal is similar like CNN, like convolutional networks, because if you don't know, CNN can train any part of picture to distinguish that the whole picture. It's really good because on that way we have changed the meaning of deep learning. On that way, we don't need anymore, like I used to need 10 years ago, big data basing for training data set. Nowadays with CNN, I saw some master papers with 50 only images. I was really stunned because I had, you will see, 1050, and I thought it's really small database, but it happened it's not so small. When I was in Australia twice and China, they asked me how I get so many pictures. So I was really uh, excited about that. It's not really so small. Okay, it was my I am PhD of electrotechnical studies engineering, but I had the collaboration with medical faculty of University of Belgrade, Institute of Ophthalmology and Institute of Oncology. Dr. Jelena Sopta, professor, she's medical pathologist. She was my co-mentor. My mentor was professor from electrical engineering, but co-mentor was she. I used to work double jobs institute and School of Computing since 2019. I am only on School of Computing. It's not allowed in Serbia to work, to science work. Okay, but I'm trying with my students, with my best students, to do much science research. So these are some biographical. Okay, as I said, why fractals and multifractals? Because of that benefits of there is no degradation of original picture as it used to be, as it is in another image analysis. So there is no per law of degradation of the original image. There is no per law of filtering. It's very, very much better than other image analysis. And there were, and before my that work, there were many papers of application fractals on pathological structure, and fractals can explain that mechanism of carcinogenesis, as I said. So for my PhD, I had metastatic bone. The doctors took biopsies from a bone. It was really, as I can say, if I can say, interesting. But before that, I didn't know that patients with the metastatic can, that you can apply something. Because my father died when I was teenagers. That's why I'm doing those research. With metastatic, we were searching for three primary carcinoma: lung, breast, or renal cells. It was interesting because they take biopsies from bone actually, and they are trying to see on image is it from totally other organs. It was really, stunned for me that it is possible. They are really great in that, but in Serbia, unfortunately, since bombing 2099 and after air pollution or many other, maybe a low standard, I don't know, but we have a very like epidemic of cancer. So that's why it is really important, because patients with metastatic, if doctors don't find those primary carcinoma, they cannot have any therapy. They are left alone, very sad. So I always ask medical doctors where they have some doubts. In this case, they have doubts with lung, breast, or renal cells, and you will see some example of those pictures. I applied the FRAC-LAC from University in Australia. I had collaboration with that professor that she made. She helped me to make that FRAC-LAC program applied for big data images. There is, if you know, institute in Paris, FRAC Lab, in RIA, and they have FRAC Lab. And I compared FRAC Lab and I I found this FRAC lab much better, because in FRAC lab you put one picture and you wait for results. There is so much time needed. FRAC lab is much faster. And for data registration was my program, not mine, but my choice for statistical data analysis. It was very good. Before that, I used to use SPSS. These were 6 multifractal parameters that I used to analyze from multifractal analysis. And I had 1050 images, as I said. General hypotheses were that those 6 parameters, multifractal, will be in correlation with those 3 primary carcinoma. As I said, these samples, you can see, because I was going in that Institute of Pathology to take picture of that. Of course, after me, that professor checked, but it's really interesting under the microscope to see this was example of primary carcinoma of renal cells. This was from breast, and this was from lung. If you understood, it is all from bone, all tissue from bone, but they need to search where is primary, where it started actually, because they cannot apply therapy on the whole body or metastatic areas, only on primary. Okay. It needed to be first in binary form. These are results for the lung primary carcinoma, accuracy over 78%. For breast over 73, and for renal over 76. If you consider there is 3 groups, by default it is 33% by default, so these were very good results. And some exploration for future are to apply this on other and metastatics and primary carcinoma, or just to distinguish between benign and malignant. I used to do that for magisterium to distinguish between health, benign, and malignant tissue of colon. And after that, I started to work with actually radiologist, not pathologist, because it is very, very hard to find any new training data set. So I got many awards. And after that, I just got those data sets for research. It was, this was next still with microscopic images, but I got those data sets in prediction of efficiency of chemotherapy for breast cancer. It was really, really stunning, results, because state of the art is there is no such, computer objective sum analysis. They just tell patients, you go, at least in Serbia, we have those therapies and some statistics in the world for breast cancer, almost all for women, but not only. They apply usually radiation or some maybe chemotherapy, but after that, contraindications of chemotherapy and the radiations are, decreasing of immunity. If they cure from cancer, they usually, unfortunately, die, flu or COVID, from low immunity. So on this way, we are trying to avoid those new effects with targeting, with more precising. If you tell actually individual personal therapy, on this way, doctor can tell that patient, in this case, it was all women, uh, with your type of cancer, we have that percent of efficiency if we apply that therapy. You will see it was over 91 accuracy, 91%. We had, again, 3 groups with partial pathological response, complete response, and unfortunately, progressive disease. And these were results. For partial, it was really good. Accuracy 90 over 91, 91.4. And other 2 were very good. Okay, so some future. Again, our wishes for research is prediction of responding for other types of therapies. Because, for example, I had some email for women who had chemotherapy, but different types. I couldn't help, although I cannot help otherwise because I'm not medical doctor. But in this case, we couldn't help, and with medical doctors. And making database of microscopic images. I made some, I called it with my best students and a colleague from Institute Medical Research Platform. We were, I don't know, twice in final of startup competitions, but COVID stopped us. Our idea were to offer to doctors, to clinics, any machine learning algorithms or statistical in order to get from them in real time any kind of images, ultrasound, MR, because after this we made research with MR images in child clinics in Belgrade. It was this project with 800 images MRI, and we had 95% of accuracy. We applied CNN in this case because when kids come in hospital with some pain in leg or arm, they usually don't think it's really cancer, and they miss something. So on this way, we thought to avoid taking biopsies, which is really painful, and for adults, not only for kids. And this was great idea to work now with radiologists. I wish it will apply in clinics in Serbia and worldwide. So I invite all of you maybe to join this, because our idea was to be online, database online with all clinics worldwide, to offer data analysis. It could have an educational part of platform and sharing the knowledge between doctors and patients. On this way, can anonymous ask for second opinion, and doctors ask for second opinion, but they don't tell that, like Dr. House. Everybody would love to ask some Dr. House. So we would, on this way, we would collect all those history data, medical, because at least in Serbia, we go to one clinics private, then to other, there is no some history health. On that way, that second or third clinic make mistakes, and there is some critical amount of approved therapies of radiation. It's not safe for anybody to make scans and X-rays, infinity. So, and usually we had the questions and problems with data privacy. Although we say that we don't know any name of patients, just know that unique number of that picture. I never knew any patient or, any data of them. So it would be very useful for, I think, whole world. On this way, for education and medical doctors, professor could, teach their students, although I am teaching my students on computer science. So there are many students now. They want to work application of computer science in medicine. As I said, and doctors could share their knowledge. Okay, we tried those collaboration with Institute for Neurology. Medigroup is our biggest private.
Okay.
Sorry, mute. Yeah, and our idea is to apply these algorithms and multifractal and CNN and combinations of them on other diseases. We tried with neurology with the Institute for Neurology, for Alzheimer, for Parkinson, multiple sclerosis. If you know, maybe multiple sclerosis, there is no actually explanation of that. In Australia, when I was invited there to I was about 40 days, twice to give lectures. So there was kind of, I don't know, kind of not competition, but they were asking for some idea to explain multiple sclerosis, and my idea was it is like cancer, but like in mirror. In cancer they are they are replicating, they are more and more, and in multiple sclerosis they are, vanishing. Like isolation of cable, there is vanishing those isolation on nerve, on axons. There is some bags for that. So I don't know now what are they applying. These are some picture of fractals, my favorites. So I would love maybe to make collaboration, between countries, universities, to share those training data sets. Because after COVID, it's really hard, I don't go anymore. My students, PhD, they're finding data sets on Kaggle competitions, but from child hospital radiologist, he checked once that data set, and he said it's not good. They said, I don't know, 300 it was lung cancer, and 600 it was bronchitis, and he said opposite. So who to trust? It's really not. I don't know. Maybe it's not under the same conditions. On Kaggle competitions, it's from, as I understood, it's from America, but from a lot of clinics. It's not from one clinics, and it's not from one device of MR. So maybe it's not really the same conditions. Sorry?
It's probably old too. There's a lot of can't get data out of clinics.
Yeah, but that's the problem with the online data. But there is no another source for me now. And there is some online links with a lot of images. I don't know, for microscopic, it was really hidden from doctors. they explained it me in China. It's because pathologist is the last, on that list for cancer detection. And if he put it online, he is responsible. Somebody can sue him. I don't know. Is it that explanation? Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. Any questions?
I have a quick question for you. So maybe I missed this. I understand the image, classification and trying to identify that connectivity between the source of the cancer versus the metastasis. So that part I understood. Where is how does the fractal help you? That part I didn't know.
Okay. That's fractal and multifractal analysis. You put picture and you get some numerical results. But real explanation of that, nobody knows. Why is that correlated? But it is, I asked professor if you know Michael Barnsley. He is the greatest for fractals. And he didn't even know. He just said, if you can, repeat that experiment, that's it. So nobody really understands. Medical doctors ask me, why is it with this or this? I don't know. I just see it's
So
applicable.
you take the image, you apply multifractal analysis, and then you take the output of that into the CNN to train it?
It was in this third project. We combined. In the first, for my PhD, it was only multifractal. After that, we tried application. After that, CNN, like automatization.
That's fine. No,
because
I was trying to understand.
yes.
I'm just curious.
Yes, because for doctors, we gave that to clinics. It is just put picture and they will have results. Unfortunately, they don't use it. I don't know. It's some theory, conspiracy. I don't know. But because when you apply only multifractal, it took time. It takes time. I need, or some engineer or doctor need to analyze those results. It's not really fast.
Yeah.
But when you apply multifractal and fractals, you can use it in clinics right away. But when you apply CNN, you must. We now waiting for test data set, because we thought 800 is not enough. It was only training data set. But as I see now, it should be enough. We can repeat now. Actually, I'm waiting for some of my students to make from those 800s to make and training test and validation data set. It can be now with CNN.
You will take the combination of the fractal image and the scan.
No. Multifractal and fractal images, we get with that only numerical results. Don't be confused with those pictures. It is only pictures.
But those numerical results are the ones that feed into the CNN to train.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Or straight away CNN. We have several combinations. We try only multifractals, then see results. Only CNN, then see results. Okay, and we take the best one. We have a combination with the multifractal and CNN. And we have with the fractals, not multifractals, one project, very good. Very good. I was stunned that tumor markers are really not accurate. According to this, it's better do it with fractals. Tumor markers, when you give blood on tested, it's not really accurate. We showed with, if you analyze with fractal, there is only then 2 parameters, Hausdorff of the specter and fractal. It's much better results. I don't know, in Japan, do you still work with tumor markers from blood? to detect lots of kind of cancers. No.
And this, but I don't think they use fractal imaging.
No, it's
Yes.
our project. Nobody uses it. I hope I would love to, but it would be copyright.
Yeah. The doctors are help the information from the AI that
The MRI that you mentioned.
Images, yes. In USA, I heard that there is no tumor markers or some special better markers. They don't do any more colonoscopy. It's really invasive. No, they
As a
do.
matter of fact, even now, the latest guidance is that it started even earlier than having.
Oh,
Because now they're seeing a lot of incidents in younger individuals. So now they're suggesting that you start at age 45 versus before it was 55.
oh, my one professor, Ferrari from Houston University Hospital for nanotechnology.
Mhm.
He said that they don't anymore. There is some better tumor markers for that.
Well, that, yeah, with respect to markers, I'm not familiar with the markers.
Yes,
I think
yes. By the way, nanotechnologies and nanobots are really
Yeah.
future. You know, they cured I think fourth degree of pancreatic disease, pancreatic cancer, which is not curable at all. They cured with nanobot, but that individual patient, 100%. But it's really expensive and experimental phase. But it is future, for individual, for one patient. Because on Institute of Oncology, they told me every cancer is unique. I think any disease, but special cancer, and you need to have health for that person. Genes, everything, health history, and make some combination of therapy. And radiotherapy and chemotherapy, they are therapies for cancer, but they kill and help cells. That's problem. So we need to find something to target only malignant cells, only cancer. With nanobots, they go only to malignant cells. That is really great. So gamma knife, if you have heard, that is really much better. That is only for tumor on brain, and that is not any kind of operation, although it's named knife because of so much precise, gamma rays. So we have, I think, 2 in Belgrade, finally, and it is really much better. And if they have operation on brain, there is always some, bad consequences. On this way, they just come on, and go, go home or on work. It's only precise radiation, they just find. It's now it is bigger problem. That was I was doing on University of Sydney on Image Institute. They have like device, I say it's combination of MR and radiation device, because in the same time they are screening and giving radiation. It is really precise, because problem in Serbia, because they scan it or MR and then mark it and then apply radiotherapy. It's really not accurate. If they cure from that cancer, they unfortunately die from cancer of consequences on other organs. It's really, I think, and sad and nonsense. So it is all about some targeting, therapy, radiotherapy, and chemotherapy, and the best of all would be a combination for that person therapy. Nanobot go straight to cancer with combination of therapy for that person. I think they are telling me to stop. We can talk. So I think we have online, yeah. Sorry for my extending. I can talk about this all day.